Hello, beautiful people. This is Amy Hager here. This is going to be a power vinyasa, so welcome to class today. Let's start by coming into our breath. So you could close your eyes, put your hands on your knees, or just a comfortable position. They could be down for grounding or up for receiving. Close your eyes, and then as we breathe, let's think about inhaling for 3, hold it for a count of 6, and then exhale for 3. So exhale all the air out of the body. Inhale. Hold. Exhale for 3. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Let's bring our chin into our chest and find some cervical spine half circles. Bringing your left ear to the left shoulder. Draw the chin back into the chest. Right ear to the right shoulder. Let's do full circle. So next time your chin comes down, up and around, go ahead, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Going at your own pace. Opposite direction. Inhale, bring your arms out and up, overhead, gaze up. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, come into a twist. Bring your left hand onto the right knee. Right hand right behind your spine. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist, gaze over the right shoulder. Lift your right hand, back bend as you open through the heart center. Slowly come back into the center. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, gaze up. Exhale, twist, right hand on the left knee. Find a tall spine. Exhale, twist, gaze over the left shoulder. Lift your left arm up, find a back bend as you open through your heart center, rolling the left shoulder open. And then slowly release down towards the floor. Find some Sufi circles, so start to circle the spine. Moving at your own pace, breathing in and out through your nose. Opposite direction. And then let's find some cats and cows. So cat posture, lean back, chin to your chest. Inhale, cow face. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Let's bring our arms out and up overhead once again. And then drop your right hand down towards the floor. Lift the left arm up and over. Side bend. Gaze into the left bicep. If you want to go a bit further, you can maybe walk your hand out. Maybe come down to the forearm. Root your left sit bone down at the floor. And breathe. And then inhale, bring your arms all the way up and over, other side. You could bring your right arm up and overhead. Roll the right shoulder open. So we don't want to collapse through the shoulder, but rather stay open and lifted. And then drop the left elbow down to the floor if you care to do so. Smile. And then slowly come back up towards the center. Swing your legs around. And let's find a tabletop position. We could go ahead, bring our hands directly underneath our shoulders, our knees under our hips. We could cat and cow the spine here as well. Just warming up the spine. Look over your right and your left shoulders. Inhale to the center. Exhale, look over the left. And let's find a bird dog position. So bring your left leg towards the back of the room, flex the foot. You could stay here, or if you want to come further, you can maybe come up high in the right fingertips. Maybe start to walk your right fingertips towards the front of the room. Maybe lift your right hand up, pointing the thumb towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your elbow into your knee together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Reach around, catch your foot, and kick your foot into your hand, finding the back bend. Lift through the heart. Press the left hand away from you, pushing down into the floor to lift you a little bit taller. Keep kicking the foot into the hand, hand into the foot, and then gently release down. Let's do the other side. So straighten the right leg, flex the foot, maybe get it parallel to the floor. So you also have the option of just leaving the foot down onto the floor if that's where you're at. Maybe come up high on the left fingertips. Maybe you extend the left hand towards the front of the room, pointing your thumb up towards the ceiling. Exhale, elbow to knee. Here I have 3. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, go long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Reach around, bend the knee, catch the foot, kick your foot into the hand, hand into the foot. Then press the right hand into the floor, lifting up and out of the right shoulder as you kick your foot into the hand, hand into the foot. Find the back bend. And gently release your hand down to the floor. Let's curl our toes under, find a downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out. Create the inverted letter V with your body. Just pedaling left and right and left and right. You could even, sway your hips side to side if you want. Just playing around with where you feel sensation. Shift forward into a plank position. Hug the belly in. Contract the quadriceps, the hamstrings. Finding a nice plank position. Let's hold our plank for about 30 seconds. Breathe in and out through the nose. So you're actively pressing the floor away from you, widening the scapula to expose the rhomboids, kicking your heels away from you. Be mindful not to pike the hips up too much or to sag in through the hips, but you're going to rather stay lifted through the core. And let's start to shift back and forth, coming up on the toes and shifting back, beginning to saw our body forward and back. And then we could widen our knees, drop our hips all the way down to our heels, child's pose. You can roll your wrists around, just releasing any tension in the wrists. Let's come all the way down onto our bellies for Sphinx posture. Bring your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your legs together, bring your inner thighs and your ankles to touch. Press the tops of the feet down into the floor and then grip the ground with your fingertips. Pull your chest between the biceps, lift through the sternum. Maybe your knees float up off the floor. Hold it. Breathe in and out through the nose. Inhale, breathe. Exhale. Curl your toes under. Find a forearm plank once again. So pressing your forearms down into the floor, engaging our core. Kicking the heels away from you. Breathe. Begin to rock and roll your hips side to side so you could roll onto the blade of one foot and the inside edge of the other foot. Inhale back into the center. Exhale, drop the left hip down. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, twist. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist. Keep going. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist. Come on back into the center. Drop your knees down, child's pose. Lean back. And then we'll come all the way back up. Find your downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift the knees off the mat. Let's shift forward into plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right foot up off the floor, bend the knee, peel the hip open. Find some hip circles, so draw the knee all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, lift it back up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to change directions, so let's go ahead, lift the knee back up, over and around. Just warming up the hip joint. You always have the option to flip back behind you, finding your wild thing. So you can drop the foot back behind, reach your arm all the way up, press your hips towards the sky. And then let's come back into our three-legged dog, right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Flex the right foot and press the left heel down towards the floor. Engage your core. And then drop your foot down towards the floor. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Bend the knee, peel the hip open. Find some hip circles. So draw your knee in and down towards the floor, back and then up. Let's go ahead and change directions, lifting your knee out and up and over and back. And you have the option of flipping into the wild thing, so drop the left foot behind the right, lift your hips towards the sky. Let's go ahead, come back into your three-legged dog. Flex the left foot, kicking the heel towards the back of the room. Roll the left hip down towards the floor, and you reach your right heel down towards the floor as well. Engage the core, pressing the floor away from you. And then drop the right foot down. Pedal the feet out, and then slowly walk your feet in one step at a time. Maybe come up high on your fingertips as you get closer, and then find your forward fold. So you can put your hands onto your elbows, let your head hang down towards the floor, soft knees in the beginning. So just taking a moment to warm up our hamstrings. You could sway side to side. Release your fingers down to the floor. Inhale, find your half lift. So you can put your hands on the floor. If you can't quite reach, you can put them onto your shins. Find a neutral cervical spine, so find the spot on the floor that you want to look at. Shift the weight forward into your toes to bring your hips directly over your ankles. Exhale, fold down towards the floor. Inhale, root to rise, bring your arms out and up overhead. Interlace all 10 fingers and release just the index finger. Inhale, lift tall, and find a back bend. Push your hips forward, lift your heart up and back. Exhale, swan dive down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, down. Plant your hands, step it back. Plank position. Drop down to your knees, chin and chest, 8-point salute. Slither all the way down towards the floor. Find a cobra, maybe for this first go around. So press your feet together, pushing the tops of the feet down into the floor, lifting through your heart. Bring your hands right by your shoulders, and you're using just the strength of your spine. So you should be able to lift your hands up off the mat. Slowly exhale. Curl the toes under. Push back into a tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips go high to the sky. Come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look between your hands, and walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Find the back bend, hips forward, heart up and back. Exhale, swan dive down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step it back, plank position. Deep inhale. Exhale, chaturanga this time, or you can drop down to your knees, chin and chest. So bring your elbows to graze the side ribs. Come on down. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog, or you can still do your baby cobra. If you do come into this upward facing dog, it's just the tops of the hands and the feet pressing down into the floor as you lift your thighs up off the mat. Lift through the sternum, roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips back up towards the ceiling, uncurl the toes. Breathe. You can just add a couple of yeses and nos with your downward facing dog, releasing any tension in your head, neck, and shoulders. Let's come up high on the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, bring your arms all the way out and up overhead. Exhale, let's bring our hands in the heart center. So let's find a nice samastitihi. So hands in the heart center, press your feet down, pressing down through all four corners of the feet. Lift through the arches, and maybe you lift your toes for just a second, spread them wide, and then grip down into the floor. Find an inward spiral of your thighs with a neutral pelvis. So if you normally tilt your pelvis forward, or if you're a big back bender, let's find the middle ground, middle way. Lifting through your heart, and then roll the shoulders down and back, reaching your fingertips down towards the floor, stretching your arms down. Lift through the occipital ridge all the way up towards the sky. Breathe. If you have an intention for your practice, you could go ahead and set one now. Oftentimes, that can be stressful. It is nice to find gratitude. Bring your hands back together. Inhale, lift them out and up overhead. Find the back bend. Exhale, swan dive down towards the floor. Bring your feet mat distance apart. Drop your hips down towards the floor, Malasana squat. Bring your hands into heart center and then press your elbows into the knees, pushing your knees open. Find a nice tall neck in this position. We call it a draft spine or draft neck. So we're lifting up tall, and if you can't quite get your heels to touch the floor, you could always put a block underneath your booty. So if you have it in your practice, you could stay in the Malasana squat, but if you want to do crow, you could put your hands down onto the floor, come up high on your tippy toes. And a way that you can do it is you take your knees, squeeze them into the triceps. And if you're just beginning, you can maybe just lift one foot up the mat, alternating feet. And find that cat spine, so really rounding the spine. Grip the tips of your fingertips down into the floor. I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually really gripping them tightly as I press the index finger knuckle and my thumb knuckle down into the floor. Maybe I start to take flight. Bring my heels all the way into the glutes, hug the belly in, round the spine. Breathe. And then you could jump or walk back. Let's find a flow. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So sometimes when I do my vinyasas, I add in a second push-up after my up dog. I'll show you what that looks like. So inhale, shift forward, plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into a chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift through the heart. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. We got 1 more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. We could drop our knees down to the floor, child's pose. Release your forehead down to the ground and breathe. Maybe rotate your wrist. Find your breath. And let's find our downward facing dog. Once again, curl the toes under, lift the hips up, press the floor away from you. Inhale, lift the right foot up, dial the hip down towards the floor. Flex the foot, press through the heel. Reach your right heel down towards the floor as you press evenly through your fingers and through your hands and shoulders. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Round your spine, come up high on the left tippy toes. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Drop your left heel down onto the mat. Hands frame the foot and then slowly come on up. Warrior 1 position. So your back foot is at a 30-degree angle. Your feet are parallel like a railroad track. Melt your shoulders down the spine and spiral the pinkies in. It helps drop the shoulders. Pull the right hip back, left hip a little bit more forward as you melt into the right leg. Take your hands back behind the back body, interlace all 10 fingers, lift through the heart, find a back bend. Hands chase the floor. Exhale, humble warrior. Drop your torso on the inside of the right thigh as you reach your arms all the way up and overhead. Keep pulling the right hip back. Breathe. Inhale, release your hands, slowly come on up, warrior one. Drop your left hand down to the floor, come up high on your left tippy toes, reach your right hand up towards the sky. Moving into side planks, we could toe heel your right toe to the middle. If you want a modified side plank, come onto the edge of the left foot. If you want to come into the full side plank, full Vashisthasana, you could stack your feet or stagger them. Lift through your hips. So try not to sink into the hips. Press into the left blade of the foot, the outside blade of the foot. Lift the hips up. If you want to go a bit further, maybe you lift your right foot up off the left. 5-point star. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll forward, find your plank position. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's move into the other side. Inhale, lift, left leg goes high. Roll the hip down to square off the pelvis. Flex the foot, drive the heel to the back of the room. Press your hands into the mat evenly, hug your belly in. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. We've got 5. Come up high on the right tippy toes. Inhale, go long. Exhale, 4. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 3. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 2. Inhale, lengthen. Last one. Exhale, 1. Place your foot between the hands. Spin the right heel down onto the mat. Warrior one. Slowly rise. Inhale, lift. So press to the outside edge of the right foot down into the floor as you lift through the arches of the foot. This will help protect your ankle. Melt into the left knee and then reach your arms back behind the back body. Let's find a back bend. Inhale, lift your heart up towards the ceiling or the sky in my case. So lower your hands down the back of your hamstring. Melt into the left knee. And then exhale, humble. Drop your torso down on the inside of the left thigh. Reach your arms all the way up and overhead. Let your head hang heavy. Press your left foot down into the floor. Inhale, lift, rise, come back up. Warrior one. Drop your right hand down, left hand up towards the ceiling. Come up high on the right tippy toes. Revolve side angle. Bring your right ribs close to the inner left thigh. And then you can roll onto the outside blade of the right foot. Toe heel the left toe back so that both feet are facing the side wall. Press the outside blade of the right foot into the floor, lifting your hips taller. If you want to move in that full Vashisthasana, go for it. Both feet can be back, staggered or stacked. If you want that optional 5-point star, go ahead and lift your left foot up off the right. Hold it here. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll forward. Find your plank position. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bring your right knee to the right tricep. Inhale, lift. Right leg goes long. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee, right tri. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee, right tri. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee, right tri. Hold it here. You could hold here, or you could drop the left elbow into the left side ribs. Lean forward. Lift the left foot up off the mat. Maybe you straighten your right leg. You could step or jump back and find your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left try. Inhale, go long. Exhale, left knee, left try. Inhale, go long. Left knee, left try. Come up high on your right toes. Inhale, lengthen. 2 more. Exhale, left knee, left try. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, left knee, left try. Hold it here. Or you can drop your right elbow into the right side ribs. Lean forward. Pick your right foot up off the mat. Maybe you extend your left leg. You can step back, find your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Find your downward facing dog. Drop your knees wide, hips to your ankles. Find your child's pose. Let's find a downward facing dog. Once again, curl the toes under, lift the knees up. Inhale, lift right leg goes high. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, crescent position. Slowly come on up. Your feet are parallel like a railroad track. Pull the right hip back, extend the back heel towards the back of the room. At the same time, you're lifting it tall, so the heel's directly over the ball of the foot. Melt into the right leg. Find the revolved position. Take your left arm forward, right arm back. Look over the right thumb, maybe towards the back of the room. Really twisting, twisting, twisting. Drop your right hand down to the left hamstring as you reach your left arm all the way up towards the sky. And then slowly bring both hands up towards the ceiling. Come up high on your right tippy toes. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your right heel, drop the left heel, warrior 2. Extend the arms in opposition. Gaze over your front middle finger. Relax the shoulders down, away from the ears. Take your right knee, push it towards the pinky edge of the toe, so that as you gaze down the inside of that right leg, you could see the big toe. Flip your right hand up towards the ceiling. Reverse warrior, reach your arm all the way up and over. Fan out the right side ribs. Lengthen through the right arm as you gaze underneath the right bicep. And lift through the right side ribs. Exhale, side angle. Bring your right elbow to the inside of the right knee and extend the left arm all the way up and over, palm face down. Maybe you bring your right arm up so that your biceps frame the face. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse triangle. Straighten your right leg. Reach your arm all the way up and over. Bring your arms parallel to the floor. Tip the left hip back as you extend the right hand towards the front of the room. Drop your hand down to your shins or to the outside of the ankle. Lift your left hand up towards the ceiling. Bring your chin to your shoulder as you gaze up. Shorten the left side waist as you lengthen through the right side waist. And feel the sensations on the inner right thigh. Gaze down at the right foot. Bend the right knee a lot. Hop the left foot forward just a little bit and then see how my thumb is right by my pinky. Reach forward about a foot and a little off to the right. Half moon position, straighten the leg. You can play around with your drishti. You can gaze at the floor or gaze at the side wall. Maybe you gaze all the way up towards the ceiling. Find your breath, find the softness. Stack the left shoulder on top of the right, left hip on top of the right as well. Gaze back down towards the floor. Soften the right knee with control. Step back, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. This time bring your hand all the way on the inside of the right foot as you reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Wrap the left arm back behind the back body and find the bind. Reach your right arm underneath the right hamstring, interlacing your fingers or just hooking your fingers. Look up towards the ceiling, bringing the twist in the neck. Then gaze down towards the floor. Hop the back foot forward. Come up high on your right tippy toes. Slowly come on up for bird of paradise. So roll the right shoulder open, straighten the right leg. Lift through your chest. And then with control, slowly come on down. Release your hands. Step the left foot back. Find the side angle. And then bring the left hand down, right hand up towards the ceiling. Revolve side angle. Both hands down to frame the foot. Step back, plank position. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high to the sky. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step it between the hands. Crescent position on the other side. Come up high in your fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest up. Square off their hips by pulling the left hip back, right hip more forward. Come up high in your right tippy toes, bringing the heel of the foot directly over the ball. Breathe. Let's bring your right arm forward, left arm back. Point your left thumb up towards the ceiling. Maybe you can find the left thumb. Drop the left hand to the inner right hamstring. Reach your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Slowly come back, find your crescent position. Stay here, or if you want the added challenge, lift the left heel off the mat. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your left heel, drop the right heel. Warrior two, cartwheel the arms open, extend them in opposition. Melt into the left knee, push the knee back towards the pinky edge of the toe as you gaze down the inside of the thigh, stretching the arms long. Lift through the arches of the back right foot. Flip the left hand up towards the ceiling. Reverse warrior. Drop your hand down your thigh, right hand down the thigh. Reach your left arm all the way up and over. Exhale, side angle. Bring your left elbow to the inside of the left knee as you reach the right arm all the way up and over. Extended side angle. Palm face down. Strong moment. Bring your left arm up to frame the face. Biceps frame the face. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse triangle. Straighten the left leg. Reach the left arm all the way up and over. Bring your arms parallel to the floor. Tip the right hip back as you extend the left hand towards the front of the room. Drop the hand down to the ankle or the outside of the ankle. You can do the shin or the ankle. Reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. Lengthen out of both sides of the waist evenly. And lifting, actually, I lift through the right side ribs, and I'm thinking about bringing my hip and my ribs together on the right side of the body as I lengthen through the left side. Soften the left knee and bend it. Gaze down at the foot. Bend it a lot and reach your left hand towards the left corner of the room. So it's about a foot in front of the foot and about 3 inches off to the left. Flex the back right foot. Half moon position. Stack the right shoulder on top of the left. Right hip on top of the left as well. Play around with your drishti or your gaze. You can look at the floor, the side of the room, or up towards the back of the right hand. Breathe. Gaze back down towards the floor, soften the left knee. Come back with control, warrior two. You can do it. Reverse warrior. Lift the left arm all the way up and over. Exhale, side angle. Drop the hand on the inside of the left foot. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Wrap your right hand behind the back body. Maybe your left arm reaches underneath the left thigh. Find the bind. Gaze down at the left foot. Hop the right foot up towards the top of the mat for your bird of paradise. So if you don't want to fly, you can also just stay in the fold and work on the stretch. Come up high on the left tippy toes. Press your right foot down into the floor. Slowly lifting through the chest. Extend the left leg all the way out to the corner of the room. Lift through the heart, open through the chest. Smile. And then slowly come on down. Whew. I'm kicking my own butt. Release your hand down to the floor. Step the right foot back. Warrior two or side angle. Drop the right hand down. Inhale, lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Revolve side angle. Drop both hands down, frame the foot, step it back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step down, find child's pose. Hips to the heels. Begin to lift your head, curl your toes under, find your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step it between the hands. Press the left hand down. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Revolve side angle. Find the twist. Open through the right hand all the way towards the other side of the room. Opening through the heart. Drop the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. Drop the left heel down. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Side angle. Drop both hands down towards the floor. Walk your hands all the way up and over to the left corner of the room. Reaching really long, stretching through the spine. Stretching through the torso. Walk your hands out to the side of the room. Warrior two, downward facing dog. Stay bent in the right knee. Walk your hands back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands, interlace them behind the back body. Reach your arms all the way up and over. Release your hands down to the floor. Walk them to the top of the mat. Runner's lunge. Come up high on the back tippy toe. Inhale. Exhale, wide leg pyramid. Bring your forehead to your knee. Come up high on the left tippy toes. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, wide leg pyramid. Inhale, runner's lunge, and then hop the back left foot forward just a little bit. So your feet are about 3 feet apart, pyramid position. Square off the hips by leaning the weight into the right leg so you have a flat back. Shifting the weight into the right leg, finding a nice flat back and squared off hips. You can definitely use blocks in this position. Find the inhale, exhale, fold. Soften the right knee if you need to, it's okay. We're just working at increments, step by step by step. Inhale, half lift. Take your left hand, you can put it on the inside of the right foot, you can put it on top of the right foot, or all the way to the pinky edge of the toe. Inhale, lift the right arm up, revolved pyramid. Pull the right hip back, maybe come down to the heel of the left hand, gaze up towards the sky. Release both hands down to the floor, bring your fingertips about a foot in front of your foot. Roll the left hip down towards the ground. Supported warrior 3. You can stay here. You can also use blocks in this position, or if you want, maybe you lift your hands in the heart center. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your left hand down. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Revolved half moon, kick through the back left heel as you gaze up at the right hand. Both hands down towards the floor. Plant your hands down on the ground. So what I do is I hop my foot back so that my foot is about 1 foot behind the palms, and come up high on your right tippy toe. Extend the left leg tall towards the ceiling, grip the ground. You could stay here, or you could add some baby hops. Maybe you come into a handstand. And then slowly step back. Find your plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. And downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg goes high. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lift the left hand up off the mat. Revolve side angle. Bring the right ribs close to the inner left thigh. Open through the heart, so really stretch the left hand up and over towards the right side of the mat. Drop the left hand on the inside of the left foot. Drop your right heel down onto the floor. Find side angle. Lift your right arm up. Lower both hands down to the floor. Reach your hands all the way up and over to the right corner of the mat. Walk your hands. Find your warrior 2, downward facing dog. Stay bent in the left leg, making sure that the knee is over the ankle. Inhale, find a half lift. Take your hands behind the back body. Punch the back of the room. Exhale, fold. Bring your arms all the way up over your head. Release your hands down to the floor. Walk them to the top of the mat so your hands frame the foot. Come up high in the right tippy toes, runner's lunge. Inhale. Exhale, wide leg pyramid. Bring your forehead to your knee. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, wide leg pyramid. Inhale, runner's lunge. Bend the right knee a lot. Hop the foot forward so that your feet are about 3 feet apart. Inhale, find the half lift. Grow tall with the spine. Shift the weight into the left leg so that you bring the left hip up and back and the right hip more forward and down. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Come back up, half lift. Take your right hand either to the inside of the left foot, on top of the left foot, or all the way up and over to the outside edge of the left foot. Lift the right arm up, revolve pyramid. Maybe you drop the heel of the hand down to the floor as you pull the left hip back. This is a deep stretch in the back of the left hamstring. Release both hands down to the floor. If you need blocks, use them. Begin to walk your hands forward, coming into either a supported warrior 3, or you could bring your hands in the heart center. You could point or flex your back foot, either way. You just want to have a strong leg. Lift through your heart center, roll the right hip down towards the floor. Drop your right hand down to the floor. Inhale, lift the left hand up towards the ceiling. Revolved half moon. Let's go ahead and flex that right foot this time. Spread the toes wide. Open up the heart to the side of the room. Drop both hands down to the floor. You can hop your back foot back just a little bit so that your foot is about a foot behind your hands. Come up high on your left tippy toes. Drop your head down. You have the option of adding in your baby hops. Baby hops can be little, or you can try to kick all the way up. And then come all the way down. Find your flow. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees wide. Bring your hips to your heels, child's pose. Let's curl our toes under, find your downward facing dog. Come up high on the toes, bend your knees, look between your hands, and walk or jump to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Soften your knees a lot, and go ahead and put the whole palm of your hand underneath your foot so your toes touch the back of your wrists. Your palms will be faced up. This is gorilla position. Inhale, lift through your heart, and go ahead and work on straightening your legs, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. Gently release the hands down, drop the knees a lot, and bring your fingertips to touch the floor. Inhale, lift, chair pose. Exhale, drop your hands down to touch the floor. Inhale, lift. We've got 8 more. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. We got 5, 4, and down. 3, and down. 2, and down. Last one. Inhale, lift, chair pose. And exhale, fold all the way down to the floor. Oh, feels so good. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Bring your arms all the way out and up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands in the heart center, Samastitihi. Ground down through the feet. Just take a moment to collect your breath. Let's go ahead and let's shift the weight into the left foot. Inhale, lift your right foot up into a modified tree. Flex the foot, bring the thigh about parallel to the floor. You can stop here and put your hand onto your knee. If you want to go further, reach on the inside of the leg. Yogi toe lock your toe and go ahead and kick your heel towards the front of the room. Lift through your heart. Open the leg out to the side. Now if you have your hand on your knee, just go ahead and open the knee. Bring your left hand out to the side so your leg is either fully extended or your right leg is bent and you have the hand on the knee. Let's bring the leg back towards the center. So your hand is either on the knee like this. If it is, take your left hand onto the right knee and extend the right hand to the back of the room. Otherwise, grab the outside edge of the right foot, kick the heel towards the front. Play around with your drishti or your gaze. Maybe you can look at the back of the right hand or just the side of the room. You can decide. When you're ready, go ahead, release your hands onto the hips. See if you can hold the leg up there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glide it back, hover the foot off the floor. Warrior 3. Bring your hands into heart center. Roll the right hip down, 3 baby squats. Exhale, bend the right or left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Last one. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Glide the foot down and shake it out. Other side. Release your hands to your hips. Let's go ahead and bring the left leg up parallel to the floor, flexing the foot and your thighs parallel to the ground. If you want to go further, reach on the inside of your left leg, yogi toe lock the toe, and you have the option of kicking your heel forward. Otherwise, just put your hand on your knee. It's all good. Working on my hamstring flexibility is something that has taken me years. I used to be a big runner. I used to do lots of triathlons and marathon, half marathons, all of the above. So I was very tight in the backside of my body. You have the option of opening the leg out to the side. Maybe bring your arms out like the letter V. So the left knee can be bent. Your hand can be on the left knee as well. And then we'll bring the leg back to the center, right hand on the knee. So you could either reach your right hand over to the outside of the left foot and reach your left hand to the back of the room, palm face up. Maybe you gaze at the back of that left hand. Kick the heel towards the front of the room. You could also have your right hand on the left knee. That works as well. Gaze back towards the front of the room. Release your hands back to the hip. Hold the leg there. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hover the left leg, glide it back. Warrior 3. Roll the left hip down. Find a spot on the floor to focus on. Exhale, 3 baby squats. Bend the right knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Slowly come on up. Let's shake it out. Nice. Okay, bring your feet together. Toes and heels touch. Maybe there's a little bit of space back by the heels. And then inhale, lift. Drive the booty back. Bend the knees. Lift through your heart center. Bring your hands together like a prayer. Melt the shoulders down away from the ears. Thunderbolt chair. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Take your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Find your twist. You can maybe open your arms up. You have the option to fly your arms. Inhale back into center. Exhale, twist, other side. Take your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Bring your hands in the heart center. Look up over the left shoulder. Bring your right heel of the hand to the floor. Maybe one day the right heel of the hand comes out to the outside of the left heel of the foot. Inhale, lift, hands in prayer, and then reach your arms back up overhead, thunderbolt chair. Slowly bring your hands in the heart center, sink your hips down, finding toe stand. And then reach your arms back behind you for boat position. So lift your thighs up parallel to the floor, palm face up. Slowly come on down, low boat. Hover the feet just off the floor and lift your shoulder blades off the ground as well. Inhale, lift. Coming back up, boat posture. Exhale, come on down, low boat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low boat. 2 more. Inhale, lift. You can do it. Exhale, down. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Let's come back up. Last time. High boat. Bring your hands in the heart center. Find the little Charlie's Angels guns and lower down just a little bit and start to pulse it up. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Bring your arms up and over to the left. Pulse it up. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands down to the floor and your legs go straight up towards the ceiling. Start to hip up, so swing the hips up towards the sky. Try to keep your heels over your hips, so try not to swing your legs back, your feet towards the forehead. You want to lift them straight up towards the sky as you press your hands down into the floor. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lower the legs 1/3. Lower the legs 1 more third. Lower the legs 2 inches off the floor. Point your feet, lift your hands, crisscross your legs up. Lower the feet 1/3. Lower them 1 more third. Lower them 2 inches off the floor. Crisscross your feet up. Last one. Exhale, lower the feet 1/3. 1 more third. 2 inches off the floor. You can do it. Crisscross up. And knees into the chest. Yay. You did it. Drop your feet down to the floor. Knees together. Feet mat distance apart. Moving into our bridge pose. So bring the feet hip distance apart. Press your arms into the floor and then lift your hips up off the mat. You can roll one shoulder underneath your back body. Maybe you roll the other one. Interlace all 10 fingers as you lift your hips up towards the sky. Now make sure your knees don't go any wider than hip distance apart. You could slightly pigeon toe the toes so that the toes are slightly in, heels are out. Exhale, come on down. Knees can touch. Inhale, one more bridge. Lift your hips up, roll your shoulders under, interlace all 10 fingers. Take your left foot to the center of the mat. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Gently drop it down. Inhale, lift, left leg goes high. And slowly lower it down to the floor. Knees together, feet can be mat distance apart, and breathe. Just notice the sensations in your body. Feel the air moving in and out of the nostrils. Relax the forehead, throat, relax the arms. Let's bring your feet hip distance apart. Once again, bring your hands back behind you. Point your fingers towards your toes. Begin to lift your hips up off the floor. Full wheel. Now, you could either do the half bridge, or you want to do that full wheel, come on up. Maybe you start by coming up to your head. And if you could go further, lift your head all the way up off the mat. You can rock back and forth, lengthening your arms, alternating, lengthening your arms and your legs. When you're ready, slowly come back down to your head, releasing your shoulders, knees together. Let's actually bring them into your chest. Rock the low back out. We can begin to put your hands behind the legs and sit up. Swing the legs all the way around. Find yourself in a downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your right knee to the right edge of the mat, coming into pigeon pose. So inhale, lift through your chest, and then exhale, fold. Making sure you can look over the left shoulder, make sure your back leg is straight behind you. And then you could just melt down into the mat. Nothing more to do, just let gravity do the work for you. You can slowly come on up. Bend your back leg, reach around, catch your foot. Maybe you take your fingertips and you turn your hand and point your fingertips towards the front of the room, adding in a little quad stretch. So if you have your foot back here, it's okay. If you're able to bring your heel into the glute, go ahead and do so. Lift through the chest. And then roll onto the right hip, swing the left leg all the way up to the left corner of the mat. Bring your right foot to the inner left thigh. Inhale, bring your arms up, overhead. Interlace all 10 fingers and turn towards the left leg. Scoop up the back ball of the left foot, so bend your knee as much as you need to. Go from there, and you could take your forehead to your knee, and once your forehead and your knee touch, then you could go ahead and straighten the leg. We'll slowly come on up. Moving into a seated spinal twist, take your left foot at the top of the right foot. The right heel comes at the base of the left hip. Take your left hand at the base of the spine, lift your right hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, coming into your twist. Bring your right elbow to the outside of the left knee as you gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. And exhale, twist. We'll come back towards the center and begin to lean forward for Gomukhasana legs. We can glide your left leg all the way up and over, and then slowly come on back. We're stacking the knees. Now, if you have a hard time with this, you can always straighten out the bottom leg, okay? Take the left arm and reach it back between your scapula. Take your right arm, point the thumb towards the floor, and reach underneath. See if you can find the bind. And if you can't find the bind, you can always reach for your shirt, or you can use a strap. Maybe you press your head into the back of the left tricep. Lift your head up tall towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold over the front leg. And then we'll slowly come on up, transitioning into a pigeon on the other side. So we're just go ahead and swing our legs all the way back around. Find our downward facing dog. Pedal it out, stretch the whole back side of the legs. Widen through the collarbone. Let's go ahead and take the left knee to the outside edge of the mat. Straighten your right leg, point the toe, lift through your chest. So the front leg's at a 45-degree angle. Square off your pelvis, and then slowly melt down towards the floor. Rest your forehead onto your arms. And we'll gently rise. Lift through the chest, and then look over the right shoulder. Bend your right knee, reach around, catch the foot. And you could just stay here if this is what's comfortable for you, or if you want, you can start to bring the heel into the glute and put your hand on the top of the foot. See, the fingers are pointed up towards the ceiling, and then push down on the heel, bringing the heel towards the glute and pointing the fingertips towards the front of the room. And then smile. Breathe. Roll onto the left hip, swing the right leg all the way out to the right corner of the mat. Bring the left foot to the inner right thigh. Make a basket with your fingers, turn towards the left leg, and then round down, catch the ball of your foot. Bring your forehead to your knee. So bend your knee as much as you need to, forehead to the knee, and then go ahead and bend your elbows from there. Gently release your hands, coming into our seated spinal twist. So lean back, take your left heel of the foot over to the right hip, and take your right foot at the top of the left knee. Take your right hand at the base of the spine. Inhale, lift the left arm up tall. Exhale, twist. Press your left elbow into the right knee and gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. And then we'll gaze back towards the center. Just push yourself off the ground, coming all the way forward into a kind of like a tabletop. Stack your knees one in front of the other, and then you can glide your hips back down towards the floor for Gomukhasana legs. So we have a heel on either side of the hip. Let's take our right hand behind the back body. Left hand reaches under and interlace all 10 fingers. Lift through your heart. Maybe you press your head into the back of the tricep, stretching through the right arm a little bit more, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly release. Swing your legs out to the front. Let's find a nice tall spine. So coming into a Dandasana position, you can walk your hips back, removing the flesh out of the way, and think about taking your pelvis and spilling it forward. Inhale, lift up tall, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your shins or the tops of the feet. Maybe you get your hands behind the feet. If you're really flexible, maybe you have a block behind your feet and you're holding onto the block. Now go ahead, tall spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. And slowly release. Come all the way down onto your spine. Bend your knees a lot and lift your hips up. Swing them over to the left side of the mat. Your arms could come out like the letter T. You could drop your knees over to the right, and if you want to add a little bit more to the twist, go ahead and wrap your left leg around the right. So you can either stack them or coming into an eagle twist. Actively press the left shoulder down into the floor as you are in your twist. And then slowly bring the knees back up. Unwind the legs. You could windshield wiper the legs in between sides. Lift your hips and then shift them over to the right side of the mat. Go ahead, drop your knees to the left. So you could either stack them, or if you want a little more, you can eagle the legs. Bring your arms out like the letter T. Then we'll come back up, unwinding the legs, lift the hips to add a baby bridge to recenter the hips. And then we'll bring our legs up the wall. So flex the feet. You can put a block underneath your hips if you want to right here. And if you want, you could go ahead and move into plow pose. So lift the hips up. Maybe you bring your feet up overhead. If you want, you can move your hands up overhead. Maybe yogi toe lock the toes. Work on straightening the legs. Release the hands to the low back. Lift your hips up tall towards the sky. Press your heels towards the front of the room and your hips back towards your head. Find straight legs. And then gently release your hips all the way down to the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Bending your knees, giving yourself a big hug, thanking yourselves for all your hard work, and then slowly release down into a Savasana position, letting the feet flop open, palm face up. The sensations in the body, so observe how you feel, observe how your body feels being held on the ground. Relax the shoulders, the face. Relax your hands, your feet. You could stay here as long as you want. Thank you for coming and doing practice with me today, taking care of yourselves. If you like this video, please let me know, subscribe. If you have any requests, I'm always willing to take requests. So also write in the comments what you would like. I am happy to do what I can.